I love how on Typecast you addressed the Coachella crowd size thing.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at Coachella when you realized like my crowd is just as big as the headliners? Or is that something you're like,
I didn't know until TMZ reported it.
yeah.
I didn't think about it. I knew that I was like just worried about Coachella not worried, but I just was like, fuck, like what is it gonna be like? I was getting like reports all day that day, like, oh, Coachella crowd is kind of weak, bro. Like they weren't really hyped for this person, or it's just not, it's not that good. I'm like, damn, like, why do you think I want to hear this right now? You know? And then I get there, and I remember when I get to Coachella, I had to walk through this dirt field. Like they didn't have none of my stuff set up, like where they usually like take you around the back, and I wanted to get to my dressing room where I was before I went on to just gather myself, and like I walked through the dirt. I had on all white. I'm walking through the mud and dirt and shit, and I get to the stage, and as soon as I got to the stage, there was like a couple fans there. They were like, "We've been waiting for you all day." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." And then I get to the stage, and bro, it was one of the best shows of my life. It was so turned to the max.
Yeah, I remember the size of the crowd like took over the internet that weekend because Harry Styles was headlining that night. Everybody's like, Big Sean's crowd was just as big as Harry Styles.
Yeah, it was like, even the head of Coachella hit me up and was like, yo, that was like either split evenly or I don't know what. Like, it was like, he was like, it was massive, bro. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, I addressed that, you know. In Coachella, they thought it was Harry Styles, except the skin same color as a black and mild, meditating, blacking out, you know. J. Cole, a middle child, but you know I get my fucking way like an only child, for sure.
You're a great lyricist.
Yeah, thank you.
What record of yours changed your life?
They all did.
But what really changed it in a seismic way?
This song, this freestyle I did called Super Duper Lemonade. It was like the first time I ever went viral, and it was a flow that I don't want to say I created it, but I had something to do with the like. I'm its daddy, basically. Yeah. Okay. So let's just go there.
So you have 2 children.
Yeah. One is that flow, and that was really like a big moment for me. And also My Last with me and Chris Brown, that was like my first, like I said, I wasn't just giving a political answer when I said every song, because back then as a mixtape artist, it's like every project you put out, I saw my like base grow more and more. The listeners, the shows would grow, you know. I would get paid $150 a show to $250 to $500 to $1,000 to $2,500 to $10,000, you know, and you see the size of the crowds grow per project. And I was kind of stuck in a certain class. It was around 2010 when we did like the XXL freshman cover, and I was recording my first album, and No ID was like, yo, you need like a song that's like on the radio, bro. You need like a hit song, like, so you can transition of just being a mixtape artist to actually being an artist that's like, you want to buy your mama a house, like this is how you do it, you know what I mean? And I listened to him, and I did that song My Last, and it wasn't my favorite song. Like I didn't like it per se at first. And then when I played it for Chris Brown and he liked it so much, I started liking it more. Like, okay, like, you know. But then once he got on it and like the hook, because at first it was just me singing it, it like added a whole nother element, and then like another round of post-production, like No ID did something to the drums, and then I was loving it. And I was like, this got to be like my first single on the album, and we dropped it, and then it went, and then Marvin and Chardonnay, and then Ass with Nicki, and then it was like I had all of these songs on the radio at the same time, and that was like the beginning of like it all.
Damn.
That's when it like went to a whole nother place for me.
And everything changes.
Yeah, and then Justin Bieber hit me, yo, I want you to be on this song as long as you love me.
And then you have like the Click and Mercy era, and those just explode.
And that was a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like then I'm like, yo, then after I have an album that has these radio songs, I'm like, yo, I want to go back to my mixtape shit. And I do the Detroit mixtape. And then the same week that I dropped that mixtape, I ended up dropping Click with Ye and Hove on it. And then Mercy was already out. And like, it was just, then Don't Like remix. And it was just like crazy. Yeah. Quite a time for me. An experience. So that's what I mean. It's like, of course, like, bro, I would love to go #1 and do all these things. And like, all of those are just blessings. But it's like I did so much already that I'm happy to just be here and still like having fun with it, and also still developing. You know, I feel like I'm a better rapper than I ever been too.